You're watching episode 24 of Laxin at the Lair with our very special guest this evening,
Tairee Dillard, but I go by the Vigilante. How's everybody doing tonight? Hell yeah. I wore this up here to help people focus not on what's down here so much. My big dick, that's what I'm talking about. Oh. Yeah, I'm wrestling with the idea. I'm super excited to be here with you guys tonight. Are we just checking levels or are we doing this?
We're good to go.
Okay. I'm super excited to be here with you guys tonight. Not because I like any of you. There's only 3 of you in here that I don't see all the time. I'm just excited to be here with you guys because I don't like spending any time with my family. Came in a costume to a bar. Obviously, I like to be alone. I don't know, man. My family is pretty weird. I don't like the things that they do. Like my grandpa gets pissed off, says whatever's on his mind and nobody could stop him. I personally never thought in my 30 years of living I'd have to stop my grandpa from pulling down his pants as he said, "I might as well bend over since y'all trying to fuck me." We're in Best Buy. He's like, "I know where we at." I was like, "Okay, I just don't think the Geek Squad gets paid enough for this." It's not the only weird person in my family. My mom is a pretty weird woman. I know she's trying to kick me out the house right now. She just doesn't know how to tell me. So every month she just moves dishes higher up on the shelves. Like, I don't know what you want me to do with this. This is very mean of you. The other day I confronted her about it and she said something very strange to me. She was like, "Hey Tairee, what you gonna do when I ain't on this earth no more?" I was like, "The fuck? I'm not gonna put dishes where I can't reach them." I think I need to worry more about the emotional toll this might take. Every time I get up here, I talk about superheroes and stuff like that, so I decided to dress like one. But I always talk about things and superhero things and comic books that I like, but I never talk about the things that I don't like. Like, I'm not a fan of Superman. I don't get it. It's stupid. I don't like his weaknesses. They don't make any sense. Like, there's the one that everybody knows, and that's kryptonite. And that one I don't understand because that's just space jewelry. I don't understand why he's tripping. Like, what is he? Like, what is he, afraid of a glamorous lifestyle? I don't get it. Why is he so... I mean, there's better ways to tell if Superman is homophobic, is all I'm saying. I don't like it. His other weakness that people don't realize is magic. That's a weakness of Superman, I know. And that's a stupid one because I just want to figure out how he figured it out. You think one day he's at school and some kid just walked up to him like, "Hey Clark, is this your card?" And he sneezed and froze that kid against the locker. Like, stupid. I really don't like Superman because I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand why he's white. I don't get it. I think Superman should be black. Let's talk about some of the things we talked about so far. Superman, his weakness is jewelry. He's allergic to magic. I'll give you one more fact. He's powered by the sun. That sounds like a black man to me. That's all I'm saying. Let's just be honest. That's a black man. Let's just be honest. There's other things in the comic books that they don't necessarily explain. Like Superman isn't his real name. It's not even Clark Kent. It's Kal-El. Kal-El. That's Khalil. I don't know too many white Khalils. I only know black Khalils. That's all I'm saying. Also, I have 2 of 3 books at home. It's called Superman Smashes the Klan. Doesn't kill not one Klansman throughout all 2 books. I don't have the 3rd book because I got pissed off. I was like, what the fuck am I reading? I just would prefer Superman to whatever. I quit my job to do this full time. Hell yeah. I don't know why I did it, because I'm broke as shit now. I quit my job to do this full time and become a writer. I'm writing things right now. Like I'm writing a comic book. Can I share some of my ideas with you guys? Hell yeah. I'm writing a comic book right now. And it's about a black superhero. But the villain in the comic book is just him dealing with racism. Let me paint a picture for you. Let's say there's a burning building, there's a skyscraper, and it's burning. And there's a white man on the top of this building screaming for his life, and a black superhero swoops down like, "Excuse me, sir. Looks like you could use some help. Could I get you down?" And the white man on the top of the building goes, "I'm okay." Black superhero goes, "What do you mean? This building will collapse. Let me get you down before you surely die." And the white man goes, "No thanks, buddy. I think I'll wait for the more qualified superhero, if you know what I mean." And even though he's about to die, he has time to tell corny white people jokes to the black superhero. He starts pacing back and forth. He goes, "Well, you're black, so you can't be Green Lantern. What's your name, boy? Freedom Ring?" No? Okay. "What are your powers? Affirmative action?" No? "I bet your weakness is keeping a steady job." "Somebody put me out. I'm on fire." Forget he was on the top of a burning building. But the flames in his hatred, they don't kill him. They just turn him into a supervillain. And this is where I need you guys' help, because I've narrowed his name down to 3 names. And I need your help picking one. The first name, Captain Cracker. No, this is the villain. I need the hallucinating honky. Or the police. I like that one personally. Just comes in and uses his excessive force all day. Yeah, man. I'm actually glad I got this cape made, because once I'm done filming the Vigilante, I could use it in the bedroom. Yeah. Be like, "Hey girl, go get my cape and go climb out the window on top of that tree, and I'm gonna be the superhero that saves the pussy from the tree." And I flap my cape and be like, "Girl, I know you want this, da-dun-da-dun." That's so stupid. That's so stupid. All right. Growing up, I was into professional wrestling. Anybody else? Hell yeah. My favorite wrestler growing up was The Rock. Anybody familiar with The Rock? Who are some of you guys' favorite wrestlers? It does doesn't matter who your favorite wrestler was. You can't do it after I do that. It doesn't matter. Goddamn. My favorite wrestler was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He was a huge inspiration in my life until I seen the movie Skyscraper. If you're unfamiliar with the movie, it's a movie where The Rock plays an amputee running around the building beating the shit out of people. I don't really know how to explain this movie to you guys. He doesn't have much range. Aside from it just being a terrible movie, why is The Rock taking movies that I was born for? You know? I feel like they didn't cast me in the movie because I'd have just been a little too realistic. Instead of an hour and a half of me zip lining down the building using my prosthetics as nunchucks. I think this is as good a time as any to tell you guys I haven't actually watched the movie. It's just an hour and a half of me trying to figure out how I'm gonna get upstairs without railings. The other day I went up a stair without railing, and I didn't know how I was gonna go up one more stair or down the first one. It was a real cliffhanger. No. How much time am I at? Is that good enough? Is that...
Whatever you want.
Yeah, let's see. I got one that I want to do. This is all I've wanted to do with my life. I don't want this to lead to anything else. I just want to do comedy. I don't want it to lead to acting or anything because I feel like my dream role was stripped of me. That's right, you guessed it. I can never play Batman. And I think it's bullshit because it's not the martial arts that I'm worried about. I own 2 pairs of nunchucks. It's the Bruce Wayne part that's confusing to me because I don't know. I don't think there's much of a disguise that can convince you guys that I'm not me. Like any of you guys at the bar, if you left this bar and somebody on Colfax tried to rob you and I came in and saved the day, you would be like, that's Tairee. And my stupid ass is standing there with my cape over my mouth like, no, it's not. Like, yes, it is. It's you. Like, I can't, like, the movie just makes no sense. Like, I can't do no espionage work. Like, I just show up without my costume to the Gotham Ghetto Gala. Of course, one of my villains is there. He's trying to find a diamond that could destroy Gotham. He's gonna see me from across the room. He's gonna tap one of his henchmen on the shoulder like, hey, hench nigga, riddle me this. Ain't that the motherfucker that punched me in the hip last night? And I did, it was me. Gave him a contusion for justice. Movie makes no sense. Like, they'd have to keep firing my Robin for laughing every time I said there's evil afoot. Like, you know, like, it's just rude. He's just saying there's, I could just see the director and Robin like fucking arguing on the last day, and Robin's like, why does he keep saying that? He could just say there's hella enemies around. Like, I don't, his verbiage. All right, that's my time, you guys.
Hi, this is Laxin at the Lair, video episode 24 with my co-host Travis.
Yep, I'm Travis Dowdy, and that is Chuck Gibson.
I'm Chuck Gibson, and we have a special guest.
Hello, everyone.
What's your name?
My name is Tairee Dillard, but I go by the Vigilante.
Vigilante.
Yes. Today we're technically interviewing the Vigilante. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny. So, anyways, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Denver. I grew up here.
Awesome.
Yeah, I grew up Park Hill and Montbello.
Okay. And how did you find out about the Lair?
Comedy, honestly. I found out about the Lair starting comedy. They were just like, hey, friends were like, we're going to open mics, and they're like, we're gonna go to Lion's Lair, and I'm like, that sounds awesome. I would love to go to a place called the Lion's Lair. And then it was the shittiest place I've ever been to when I got here.
And I'm like, the Lion's
in the
Lair,
most endearing way.
Yeah.
How did that first set go?
It went fine.
That's about right.
I remember more so getting stuck in the bathroom more than I remember actually.
Okay,
well, we've changed that a little bit.
Yeah. I like this place though. I've always liked this place. Nothing wrong with shitty. Sometimes you gotta stand in a shitty place to know that life is life, you know?
That's why I've been working here for 30 years.
Absolutely.
I call it the most endearing grunge bar I've ever been in, like grungy dive bar I've ever been in. Because the people make it worth it. I love this place a lot.
It's awesome. I love this place. I keep coming back, so it obviously isn't that shitty. I just like talking shit.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing comedy?
It was 9 years in January or February.
9 years.
Yeah.
Nice.
So what was your first paid gig when you actually got some money? When you became a professional comp?
It was actually technically my first show. Yeah, my very first time doing comedy was at a comedy club, the Denver Improv in Northfield. It was my very first time doing comedy, and I was not expecting a check, and they handed me a check, and I was like, I don't get paid for like 10 more days. What are you doing? Because I worked there as well. But yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. You worked there at the time too. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you had to be funny, or they wouldn't have wrote the check.
Yes, that's true. Like, it is hard. I mean, and I booked the comedy club as well. It is hard to hand someone a check when they did a terrible job. So
right.
I agree.
Do you remember how much you got paid?
$50, I think.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
I got 10.
Oh, well,
I was like, I think
bad.
mine was about like $10 for my first comedy
trust
gig.
me.
Like,
most of the times I got paid after that was like $20.
Right.
Expecting a big payroll.
yeah, to have your first paid gig be in a club versus, just doing 15 fucking bar shows before. Getting something
and
like that.
by 15 bar shows, you're probably going to get paid $35.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. How did you get hooked up with the comedy club? Like in the first place, like started working there?
Honestly, I had gotten into an argument with one of the people that was booking at the time, Comedy Works, and I was like, man, whatever. And then somebody that's a very vague what happened. It was a lot more than man, whatever. But a friend of mine that was friends with me on Facebook was like, why don't you just come fill out an application here? And I work at the Denver Improv. And I was like, okay. And then I like the next day I put on a collared shirt and I went up there and they gave me a job.
That's awesome.
What was your first position there? Because you said you ended up booking there eventually, but
I was not a door guy. What is that job?
like an usher? Or
No,
like
box office. That's what it is.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
Well, you'd made a hell of a bouncer.
Yes.
Just had to put high speed on the chair.
Yeah, I own 2 pair of nunchucks. Do not fuck with me. I will bop your ass.
One day, we had a guy who just bursted through a door in like a wheelchair like yours and just started running people over trying to throw him out and get him out.
That's awful. Was he on drugs?
Oh, he was on drugs. Demi was trying to get in front of him. So I'm just saying, you make a good bouncer. You push people out of the way.
I could.
That's a good time.
Can I bring my nunchucks?
Hell yeah.
Oh, see?
You just got to do
There
it.
you go, man.
We
You
got a
just gotta hit
Colfax
him-
Cookie
you gotta
Monster
hit him
here.
outside. You can't hit him inside.
We got a Colfax Cookie Monster and a Colfax Batman.
There you go. I want to see you guys team up. That's the buddy cop movie I want to see.
Did Batman ever use nunchucks?
This one does.
I remember 7th grade when the Bruce Lee movie came out. I used the shit out of those until got him taken away.
We can sometime get into my massive Taekwondo background and my use of nunchucks.
This is best time to go. So, what was the craziest gig you ever had?
The craziest?
Yeah, where it just was something weird happened. Whatever.
God, and I hate using this story, but it's the one that stands out every time someone asks me this. Before we continue, are you guys familiar with Juneteenth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We're not even going to explain what it is because you guys know. Pause this and Google it if you don't know what the fuck it is. Quarantine year, I did a show. So you remember the world shut down in April.
Yeah.
And then Juneteenth, I did a park show in Colorado Springs for this random lady that I never met before. She just is like, I want to do a comedy show in the middle of a park since we can't do it in any venues. And there were children there, and it was a barbecue, and they just were like, could you also tell jokes? And I did. It was weird.
It's kind of hard to think.
Comedy.
Rewrite.
Comedy out.
You got to go through what you're going to say and then take out all the words you can.
Oh no! Once she said that, because there was a hard me going. Now, can I say whatever I want? And she was like, "Yeah, say whatever you want." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not holding back."
I wish I was there.
Yeah, it was.
Did that lady know what she was getting herself into with that
Obviously
response?
not. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
did I do
say.
the grandpa joke during the stand-up part? Yeah, I did that joke there in front of 4 children eating hot dog. Like as soon as I did the fuck me part, and the kid just literally eating a hot dog was like, "What the hell am I watching?" Yeah,
And comedy outside never fucking works. Everybody tries it. I've done a variety of different types of different outdoor comedy gigs. They're just always bad.
They're never fun.
At one point, I ended up on stage. I had a comedy act with a guy that has a similar name who played guitar, and we're just on stage. He's playing music while I'm doing jokes on stage at a country festival. And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing that that I'm doing.
Yeah,
right now.
I want people to understand that comedy and music does not mix as well as they think it does.
No, it never does.
Play the music before the comedy, play the music after. It does not have to be a live DJ. We don't need wham. We don't need none of that shit. Just fucking, you know what? Play some fucking country music. Something that people are not gonna fucking,
Right?
get rowdy with.
I got to say the story. I was in a band called Lying Bitch and Restraining Orders. So we'd be canceled today.
Yes.
But Jim was like, hey man, we're getting $1,000. We're going to play this church, but we got to get there 2 PM. And I'm like, we're playing at church 2 PM. And he's like, dude, we got to guarantee this kid's cool, man, setting us up. It was a 12-year-old Boy Scout. He got the church, the pitching. He was laughing his ass off because he had a little mohawk going. And he got the church to pay us $1,000. And we're in the back. There's priests, there's nuns, there's probably 100 Boy Scouts.
That kid is absolutely in jail
this
now.
church was packed.
That kid's a legend.
And Jimmy had this song give me a shot of whiskey, take me back and shoot me. And the words were turn her out back, pet her over and well, I can't go on.
Oh my God.
And we're just sitting there
Sorry, God.
we had 50 songs and we had maybe 3 that we could do that didn't, but we ended up Jimmy just mumbled. We played the music and he just mumbled. And afterwards, the priest came up and handed Jimmy $1,000. Like, that was so good. The energy was amazing. But then I understand playing in front of kids. Dude. It's like, what? What am I doing? Like, why did you invite me?
As soon as she said that it was okay, I was like, all right, well, these are my nieces and nephews at this point. Like, so you gonna get it. You gonna get it just how they get it. Like,
you're gonna have a traumatic experience, and we're gonna be bonded forever.
Hey, that was the best way to get it. Sure.
You're gonna be a couple little fuckers, but you're gonna love me by the end of this. Like,
so have you ever toured? Have you ever gone on the road? Probably, yeah.
You said what?
Have you ever toured? Have you been on the road?
I've been out of the state. I wouldn't say I've toured, but I've definitely been out of the state to do comedy.
That's cool.
What's your favorite one that you've done out of state?
Billings, Montana.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I haven't. When I say out of state, I barely mean like I've been to Texas and New York. Like, no, I've been to Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Billings,
that's
Montana.
where comedians
That
cut their
counts.
teeth, though, is small towns in the Midwest, and like that's what's up.
We used
Like,
to do the 3-day tour, which would be Colorado Springs, well, and then back. I'm coughing.
You need me to pat you on the back? You good? No, I'm
all right.
a superhero. I can do it.
I got all choked up because it was such a shitty tour.
Dad's having a coffee fit again.
Like Colorado Springs and Pueblo, and then back to Colorado Springs.
Hell yeah.
Gotcha.
I've
Three-day tour.
been, I mean, if that's considered touring, I've been to the Springs and shit like that, of course. Like, I'm just not a Denver
You
comic.
just haven't been in Denver.
Yeah.
All right, this is something it's something comics always talk about with each other, but since we're on the podcast, like, what is either the worst or your favorite bomb you've ever had on stage? Because I think there's a difference between the worst and a favorite, because sometimes they're just so outlandish or just like that bad.
So I used to have a weekly show at the Africana Cafe on Colfax. And it was god awful.
What made it awful? Is it like lack of attendance, just vibes all wrong, like hecklers, like just...
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and God, like, the dude that I did it with was not a bad guy. It wasn't a bad room. The food there was good. It just like, I don't know. It just was like the room just rejected
Yeah.
a comedy show, and it was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I've been in those rooms.
Have you ever been thrown out of a bar for your comedy? Like somebody stopped you and pushed you?
No, I'm
Never had
good.
the mic cut?
I've always been kind of good at this. So like,
Yes, good.
but so what happened was everybody bombed.
Oh,
Everybody did terrible. But I had a friend that he no longer does comedy, but he was my favorite person to watch do comedy. His name was Anthony Armstrong. I booked him to headline. Everybody bombed. I bombed, and it was not fun. But he I had a friend that was like being loud in the back, and he was headlining, and he went, "Hey, nigga, that bombed first. Why don't you shut the fuck up so I can get through my bombing and we get the fuck out of here?" And like, it was the
fucking
best.
amazing.
It was one of the best moments because I've never heard someone address a comedian as a heckler, like, shut the fuck up so I can get through my part of this shitty show so we can go home.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy legendary status. Because I've been in multiple rooms, where it's just one of those nights, nobody's killing, but the headliner goes on and is just bombing his face off, and just all the comics in the back are howling.
Yes.
kind of thing. And I love those ones. But then to have him call him out,
It's
from
like
the
everybody
stage.
else went through their bombing. Let me do
Right.
it
It's
so we
my
can get
turn.
the fuck out of here. It was awesome.
That's
I played a
fantastic.
show in Colorado Springs at a country bar, the Silver Spur or something, and they was like, "Come see punk rock at the Silver Spur." And this girl, like the owner, she was like dressed like a cowboy. She had like all her. You can come on up, Thorne. Don't worry about it. Thorne's one of the owners. Thank you for
Shout
being
out to Thorne.
Yeah, he's
Shout out
he's an
Thorne.
amazing man. So, but we're like, we're punk rock, everybody's country in here. We're hearing a David Allan Coe song. You know what I'm talking about. And then like, it's like, oh no, don't worry about it. We're really excited to see you. And I was just playing Los Luchadores, which made me think about it because we all had hats at Los Luchadores, and we got up front. And the first song this girl wrote, it was 20 minutes long, but it was like, our 20 seconds long. It was like, I'm a cunt, you're a cunt, don't you want to be a cunt? And we always open up for that, and we sing that twice, and then just like solo, and then ended with, I'm a cunt. And we barely got through that song, and they were unplugging us. They threw us out, slammed the door on us. You can't say that word in here. And I'm like, well, you just had the jukebox say the word. I don't know what's going on here. We were just like, dude, that was the funniest thing that ever happened to me. And I'm like, where's our pay? Then they're trying to push the door, and I'm pushing it. I want my pay. Never got paid. But anyways, I think we're ready for the next. I've asked all the questions. You had another question for Tairee before we go on to good things going on in Denver?
We could definitely. So I want to kind of talk about your set for a second.
Yeah.
If you don't
go
mind.
for it.
It was a fantastic set. I really enjoyed it. You came in with some very cool, unique energy, especially with the outfit. I really liked the cape joke. I thought that was fucking awesome.
You made me laugh before you
made me laugh real good, and cutting, doing the rock cut off and things like that was really enjoyable. But I may disagree with you on the Superman part of it, because I am a massive Superman fan. I agree he's a bitch, kind of thing. But like, I just have a dear love for him. I agree with you on all your main points. But I mean, just to knock him out though, as like, just a shitty superhero is like personally offensive. But I also it's one of those things I've been trying to even work on a bit about it for forever. I love him so much because I was a sick kid and he was strong, and so that's why I love him. But when you hear arguments like yours, I'm like, yeah, man, I can't fucking defend the guy.
He's not real.
Like, he's a bitch, but like, I also love him. We have a curl in the front of our hair. Like,
I get it. I mean,
I remember kids going to school with that.
if somebody sat there and was like, Spider-Man is the worst superhero ever, I'd be like, how could you?
No, like there's no comparison. Like, maybe there's some like, B Squad people or whatever that you could bring in arguments to of like the greater universe. Yeah. But like, like Superman's like really dope. I've always like loved his look, like he has got like a vibe to him. But like when it comes to like his lore just fucking sucks. Yeah. Like, he can get put into a tiny bottle. Like, Brainiac can get him. The magic joke, I really appreciate it because I've thought about that before too. Of like, when did the motherfucker discover that, like, magic? Oh no.
I think
it was Superman versus David Blaine 1.
I think we could ghetto out Superman. He could start snorting the kryptonite and like
there you go.
Got a 40.
Well, I mean, then you get
that's drunk, fucking.
And if you've never watched Superman 3, like, I highly recommend it because he becomes a drunk asshole, and like that's the best Superman movie because of that element of just like, what if he just goes bad and like just becomes a drunk and like starts bar fights and he's just killing dudes all the time, like.
No one ever thinks about Superman having sex. How does he have sex with Lois,
right?
Without just like blowing her brains out every time he.
Did you ever watch the movie that was called Movie 43?
Flies up and down.
Did you ever see a movie called Movie 43?
Yeah.
Like there's that whole scene where Uma Thurman is just like, dude, like I don't understand how his jizz is like a shotgun blast.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it's way
like he literally can't get his like haircut. Like that was part of the joke that I forgot. Yeah. Like he can't get his haircut by regular scissors, so he gotta fuck like a fucking. Like a titanium machine. Like I just don't
Green
understand.
Lantern has to do it or some shit.
He comes in Lois so hard it comes out her ass.
Oh my god! Jesus.
All right. No more alcohol for Tony. Damn it!
I cannot wait for my parents to eventually find this on the internet.
Yeah, I get shit all the time. People are like, I can't believe you said that about me. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, it's true.
All right, well, I just wanted to get the Superman stuff out there, but I thought it was a really awesome take. That was fucking hilarious.
Thank you.
Oh my god! And also talk about your set was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really fucking good.
I had a good time, man. I mean, it was very spacey and sporadic, but That's stuff that I've been working on for years, and I love it. So I feel like I had to tell some of it with you guys.
It's going to be on YouTube, so
hell yeah.
And the live feed, you looked amazing. I didn't hear it. But
it had a fantastic angle on you. Like, it was awesome.
But I started this Laxin at the Lair when COVID hit, and everybody was just barely getting out of their houses. And I'm like, dude, we got to talk about the good things in Denver. So this is bringing us on to the next part. We're going to talk about good things going on in Denver, which there hardly is any ever. But did you find any, Travis? Should we do you first?
I mean, I got one that we kind of talked about, but you go first with your two, right. and I'll stack on top of it.
I got on Facebook and said, hey man, I'm doing this podcast, so if you got anything good to say about Denver, well, I got 4 responses out of 1,300 people.
Oh, he's pulled out the glasses. They're lengthy.
I'm old. Dude.
Also, the text is so big on his phone.
Yeah. I should have it.
Dad's got to be able to read the cell phone.
Fuck
Shut up. You'll turn 40.
I know. I'm like very close to that.
I should have left it. I'm sorry. I fucked up.
All right, well, I'll do mine first while he's pulling that shit up.
Sorry, I'm gonna do it.
So I live like literally 3 blocks from here. I live right on Cheeseman Park.
Okay.
And I saw this story. I don't know how I didn't see it out my fucking back patio, but because it was right by my building. But there was a cat that got stuck in a tree, and a bunch of people like kind of saw it. And some of them are local rock climbers and stuff, and like hooked up, ropes and all that, and like hauled up there. And every time they try and reach the cat just kept climbing higher.
Oh wow!
Into the tree. It took like 45 minutes or whatever, but it was just a community coming together to rescue a cat from a tree. Like the most stereotypical shit
called me
ever. Yeah. Should have called you. That is a job for the vigilante.
Yeah.
Also, just as a fun thing for you, Tairee, is like I found online during the pandemic that there are a couple real vigilantes that exist. One of them,
there was fucking that black guy. I forget his name. He was like a MMA fighter. Or something.
Yeah, there was that guy, and then
Phoenix Jones or something like that.
And you got to look up this guy. He calls himself I think it's the Red Ranger, and he's in Portland, and he has like a full suit and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he goes out and like live streams while he's giving food to homeless or like trying to stop fights or like stuff that. Look him up on Instagram. It's absolutely hilarious to watch. He now has a sidekick. It's like kind of dope.
Dan, look him up so we'll fucking laugh about that guy and get high later.
You guys are gonna enjoy that shit. His live streams are fucking nuts.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
All right. Well,
sorry, I digress, Tony or Chuck.
I actually got two that I like. Michelle Joy says, if you have a Denver library card, you can get a free museum pass. Also, access to Canopy, a streaming channel to watch free movies.
That's awesome. Cool. That's super legit.
They ain't doing that.
If you like old shit, you can look at other old shit.
Yeah.
And some more old shit.
You don't have a phone? You gotta buy a book.
But shout out to museums. They're awesome.
I actually just finally went. I've lived here for 5 years. Finally just went to the Nature and Science Museum like 2 weeks ago. That shit is dope as fuck, man.
Yeah, I did.
It was so cool. It was so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. That thing was awesome.
Last year I did a show at the Denver Art Museum, and it was...
Oh, that's cool.
It was perfect. It was one of my favorite shows I've ever done.
That's a perfect space for just being able to do some long form work. Like that's so awesome.
I was gonna say you wouldn't know, but you go up and down those stairs going up there, you get vertical, and they have a really small room. I almost fell
that's
over.
That's the worst part for me is the stairs.
Oh yes.
I could imagine so.
Well, you went up pretty good.
No. I don't know about the stairs at the Denver Art Museum. I'm an elevator guy.
I just think, oh my god. Wait a minute. Well, hell, I might as well talk about it because literally the rail is only like 3 feet high, and I almost fell over because I got vertical. I looked down. I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
That's something good to know.
To here.
That's good to know for when I'm planning on doing mushrooms for adult night. Because I want to look at some dinosaur bones tripping.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, the art museum is definitely mushroom worthy.
Oh yeah, that's next on my list. Actually, I'm trying to do that this coming weekend.
All right, and then oh man, I'm never going to be able to say this name, but Kelly Corona Maya.
Corona Maya.
Well, I thanks for leaving me this message. But in Cheeseman Park during the solstice, which just happened, there's a tree that people hang poems on during the equinox and the solstice.
So you're gonna hang dead trees from a tree?
Cheeseman Park.
Jesus Christ! Why people ain't hanging shit from trees is crazy. Y'all need to
I
stop.
think you're a couple days late, but you could hang a poem, but you could also check it out.
Damn, man.
And everybody else just said how great Denver was, but I know that I needed something else.
I've lived on Cheeseman Park for 5 years and I've never seen that shit. I gotta check that out.
If you see my Facebook post, because that's all I am on, because I'm an old man, and you want to leave something about the good things in Denver, please leave it. We need more. We had 3 things.
Right. Things are tough right now, but if you know something that's going on, please let us know. Post it on the page, send it to Chuck, send it to me, please.
Yeah, and you can always get a hold of us I don't know, online. I thought it was Laxin at the Lair at gmail.com, but I don't know if that's still gone. But we also have a phone number, which is not working tonight.
But we'll hopefully be working tomorrow, and we're going to be encouraging some call-ins here.
Yeah, 303-663-9286. So
is it 720 or 303?
720. God damn it. 720-663.
Call one of them. Fuck it. If somebody answers, ask them what the number is, because we clearly...
Yeah,
and it's, oh my God.
Yeah, we'll have a new number for next week, most likely, but we'll let you know what it is. Just keep calling.
You call and leave a comment.
Hell yeah.
Call it and roast me. I don't care. Let's do it. I just want some interaction.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Call in.
CSU
text,
just
do
lost.
something.
That wasn't good. But, okay. Now we come to the part of the show where you get to ask us a question, me and Travis. Any question you want to ask, I will answer it. We will answer it as honestly as we can.
Okay. If you could get superpowers in any unfortunate way, what way would it be?
Wait, define unfortunate.
Well, I mean, the Flash literally got struck by lightning and damn near burned to death, getting.
In my 20s, I will fully admit that in a stoned conversation with a friend, as I said, I would let Maleficent fuck my ass if I got some magic powers, who is the bad wizard from Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah. So butt stuff for what kind of power?
I mean, dude, I want to be able to turn into a dragon. That's what she does. That just sounds dope. I was really baked at the time, and I was 23 years old, and I'm I don't know, man. Fuck it.
I just feel like there's easier ways. I mean,
I agree. I'm just saying that was the first thing that came to mind of a previous conversation that I had had.
Right.
Nowadays, it'd probably be I don't know. I have to do. I don't know. I get crashed in an elevator and I somehow can levitate just 6 feet off the ground, but I don't have to walk anymore.
Hell yeah.
I was just thinking I'd be Electroid Man, but lightning kills me. I get shocked by lightning.
Jesus Christ,
you're fall out of the sky.
So your powers are lightning.
Lightning giveth and lightning taketh away.
As long as I'm on the ground, I'm fine because I'm grounded. But once I go in the air, I'm taking risks with my shock there. It's static.
What kind of suicidal superhero?
Electro Man.
So wrong.
Right.
And he got that from a toaster bath bomb.
Yeah.
I touch everybody to get shocked. Static. I don't know. That's why they hit.
That's
a pretty good. Those are pretty good answers. I mean,
I still can't believe I said that on a live stream. All right, my dad's gonna find that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you be Boof the Magic Dragon?
Right, Boof the Magic Dragon. I like it. I like it.
I want to be Cocaine Man.
Man.
Find me in a gutter soon. I swear I can do a pound a day.
I breathe in through my nose and time disappears.
Oh my God. That's awesome, I guess. It's awesome for a minute.
Right? Yeah, exactly. You got about 15 minutes worth of time travel.
It's so funny. Oh my God, I knew this was going to
And
be
anxiety for 3 days.
I totally knew this was going to be right. But anyways, sorry, we were coming to the end because we got to get ready to set up for karaoke. But I really appreciate you coming on the show. You were amazing.
Oh, thank you for
fucking
having
love
me.
You made me laugh through the whole set.
Hell yeah.
Set
Thank
was
you for
killer,
having
man.
me.
You know me. If I don't laugh, the comedians, like, once you get me to laugh, the open stage people,
Fuck
then
yeah.
they're like, yeah, I made him laugh. I hardly ever laugh.
Hell yeah. When is this episode coming out?
In a couple weeks,
Okay.
it'll be on YouTube.
Other than being live streamed right now.
everything.
Can I shout something out?
Sure. Well, I was going to say, what do you got going on? This is like, what's all your shows coming up?
If you're wondering why I'm wearing this getup, if you're watching this, it's because I am filming a short movie called The Vigilante. It is a
It's a short movie.
yeah. It's a
My God, Chuck.
it's a comedy. If Spike Lee like made a superhero movie, this
Hell
is
yeah.
kind of what it'll be. So, yeah, just be on the lookout for that and follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, what's your
YouTube.
Instagram handle and everything?
Tairee the Comedian, TAIREE the Comedian.
You got any comedy shows coming up too, or?
Yeah, I'll be at Denver Comedy Lounge the weekend of the 4th. So that Friday and Saturday I'll be at
April 4th?
Yeah,
Awesome.
April 4th. Yes.
Yep.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate
All right,
it.
thank
man.
you
I
for having
appreciate
me.
you. I've considered you a good friend since the moment I met you.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah,
for
you
saying
know.
that. Yeah, you're a good
I
friend of mine
introduced
too.
myself to you.
You let me literally wear a mask and cape on your stage.
Well, I've done it just about 20 times. So I don't know. All right. Thanks, man. That was a great
Thank you for
episode.
having me. This was
Fantastic.
great.
This has
Hell
been
yeah.
Laxin at the Lair, episode 24. Thanks, everybody, for
Thank
coming
you.
out. Really appreciate it.
Also, shout out Patrick.
Shout out Pat. Special shout out Patrick.
Seriously, though.
Patrick
Was that not running?
Nagel.